Welcome students once again in our fourth chapter, effects of electric current. Today we will discuss the two topics, AC and DC, as well as electric current. Okay. Uh, so what is meant by AC and what is meant by DC? AC means alternating current. AC means alternating current. Okay. And DC means a direct current. AC means alternating and DC means direct current. Okay, so we have to discuss those things, whether the given current which is provided to you, the source which is provided to you, that is alternating current or direct current. So here are the two diagrams. That is one of the circuit is connected with a direct current. The symbol of the direct current is such like that. Okay, and the symbol of alternating current is such like that. That is, it is unidirection. That is not in a single direction. Direct current is flows in a unit direction. Okay, the direction is unique. Here we can see the direction of the alternating current is fluctuating. So here we have to discuss those things, that the symbol of direct current is such like that, and alternating current is used is such like that. Okay, so what you have to do, we have to see, here is a graph of current versus time. Current on a y-axis and time on a x-axis. 0.5 second, 1 second, 1.5 second and 2 second. According to this, how the sinusoidal waves are oscillating. These are oscillations. These are the oscillations. Okay, positive peak, negative peak, positive peak and negative peak. This is alternating current. Okay, this is alternating current and this is direct current. So what is the main difference between alternating and current and direct current? Oscillating current is fluctuating and changes its magnitude. It is higher, it is peak at here, and it increases after it goes down. That means its value is decreases. Okay, in either side also. So these are the oscillations, sinusoidal waves. These are oscillating waves. Okay, alternating current are oscillating waves. It oscillates positive, negative, positive half cycle, negative half cycle, positive half cycle, negative half cycle. Okay, these are occurred in alternating current. But in direct current, what you have to see, direct current is unidirectional. It does not change its direction as well as magnitude also. It is continuous in the same direction. Okay, direct current has the same magnitude and same direction, while alternating current have different magnitudes and they have traveled with different directions. Okay, these are the main difference. Direct current we have to shown by this symbol, and alternating current is shown by is such like that. Okay, so there are these type of sinusoidal waves. These are the waves. Sinusoidal waves are there. We have already mentioned here that every half interval, every particular time, it changes its direction. Every half interval, it changes its direction. That is a positive half cycle, that is a negative half cycle. It completes it one rotation. Here is one rotation and here is second rotation. Okay, so in this way, these are the cycles traveled in alternating current, and we can found here that are 15 cycles per second. In 1 second, we can easily found there are 15 number of times alternating current change its direction as well as magnitude. But in direct current we can see that direct current is unidirectional. It does not fluctuates. There is no oscillation we can found. What you have to found? Only they have been written here that it can increase the current, the value of current. It can increase the value of current. It can decrease the value of current, or it can be in the stable direction. It can increase the value of current, it can decrease the value of current, or it may be a stable. Okay, so we have shown it can increase the value of current, it can decrease the value of current, and it became a stable also. So these are the main differences we can see in direct current as well as alternating current. Okay, so another thing we have to mention here is that the household appliances, the MACB electric source which you have provided is of alternating current. That means that is alternating current, just like that, and it always fluctuating. That oscillations is taking place, and its frequency is 15 cycle per second. That 15 hertz. 15 hertz is the frequency of its oscillations, which is traveling, which is occurred in our home, which is provided by MSEB, Maharashtra. Some was there, MSEB, Electricity Board, Maharashtra State Electricity Board. Okay, so in this way, MSEB provided source is alternating current. Where is the DC source? We have seen which are the example of a DC source. That DC source are the examples of a electric generators. The generator which provides the generator, DC generator is there, which generated electric current by using another appliances are there, using another mechanical energy. The mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy. At that time we can found that the DC source is there. DC source is there, that is direct current, that is unidirectional. That is unidirectional, frequency 0 at that time. In this way, the alternating current and direct current. So the definition is, we have given the definition of it. The non-oscillatory current flowing in one direction. Non-oscillatory flow. The non-oscillatory flow which is flowing in one direction is called a direct current, and the oscillatory flow which is fluctuating in either side. It changes its direction as well as magnitude in every unit time of interval, and that is called alternating current. Okay, so for a long we have to carry out the electricity from a longer distances, so that it is beneficial to use alternating current, because there is a minimum power loss during the transmission when we carried out the alternating current from a longer distances. Okay, direct current we cannot carry it out for a longer distances, but alternating current source we have used is carried out from a longer distances. So that is a beneficial. Alternating current is more beneficial than of a direct current. So we have to move on next topic, electric generator. So electric generator is the device. Electric generator is the device which can convert mechanical energy into electrical energy. Okay, we have seen an electrical motor. Here is a construction of an electric generator. Here is a construction of an electric generator is there. So strong magnets are there. Here is a two strong magnet. Okay, N and S is there. Here is a copper. Here is copper coating. Copper wire which is coated with insulating resistive material is there. it kept in a strong magnetic field. AB are the ABCD is a rectangular frame, just like a frame. These are the coil which is placed in a strong magnetic field, and it is connected to a, we have provided here is axle, here is a ring, two rings are there, here is R1 and here is R2. So AB is connected to the ring R1 and CD is connected to the ring R2. Okay, and after that these are connected via brushes. These are connected via brushes B1 and B2. These are the carbon brushes. These are the rings. Okay, and after that it is connected via these frame. The end of these loops are connected to the ring R1. AB branch is connected with the ring R1 and CD's branch is connected with the ring R2. Okay, ring R2 via brushes B1 and brushes B2. B1 is in between the branch AB and this side, okay, and this branch CD is connected with a ring R2 via this carbon brush B2. This is, we have to connect a galvanometer which can indicates the direction of a current, that is alternating current. It is a electric generator, that is, it is also called as AC generator. This is alternating current generator. A strong magnetic field is there. The direction of a magnetic field is such like that. Okay, so these frame A, B, C, D is of a copper wire. This coil is of a copper wire which is connected to ring R1 and ring R2 via brushes B1 and B2. Okay, the ring having insulating, these are non-conducting insulating surfaces there of a ring which is fixed with the axle. Here is axle. Okay, here is axle. Ring R1 and R2 is connected. Ring R1 and R2, which is inner surface is insulating, which is fixed with axle, which can rotate manually or a external machine. We have to rotate the axle. Okay, manually or externally we can rotate this axle. After rotating axle, the ring also rotated, and after that this frame is rotating in a magnetic field. That means current carrying conductor. The coil is current carrying conductor which is rotating between a magnetic field. And we already know that the electromagnetic induction is such a phenomenon, such a process that the current carrying conductor or a conductor which is moving or displaced in a magnetic field. In a strong magnetic field, when we displace a current carrying conductor, then we can see there is induction or current is generated, current is induced, produced there. And this we have to find out by Fleming's right hand thumb rule. Okay, right hand rule. Okay, so in a construction, R1 and R2 are the two rings which is connected, the branches AB and CD respectively. The inner portion of the ring is non-conducting. Both these ring R1 and ring R2, inner portion which is in contact with the axle is non-conducting. Okay, it is fixed with the axle. If the axle rotated with the external machine, then these rings are rotating simultaneously, and these rings are rotated, and due to the rotation of this ring, we can easily see that the frame branch AB and CD also moving or rotating in a strong magnetic field. Main mechanism, main procedure we have to do is that to move or to rotate the coil which is placed in the magnetic field. Okay, the direction of magnetic field is such like that. The direction of current is such like that. Okay, in the first process they have shown the arrows. So there are brushes B1 and B2 which is always in contact with the ring R1 and R2. Okay, so here is the construction. Strong magnetic field is there. In a strong magnetic field, we have to keep a coil of a copper wire which is insulating. It ends of these two loops are connected with ring R1 and ring R2 via brushes, carbon brushes B1 and B2. These two rings are fixed. These two rings are fixed with the axle. Its inner surface is non-conducting. It is insulating. Okay, and by the external machine, we have to rotate axle, and after rotating axle, these two rings also rotated, and this frame is also rotated, and there is generation of electric current, and we have to find out the direction in which way the electric current is induced, which is generated there by using right hand rule, which is we have already studied yesterday, Fleming's right hand rule. Okay, generation of a induced current when current carrying conductor is displaced or placed in a magnetic field. So actually working is there. Actually what happens when we rotate the axle by external machine? Okay, there is a generation of electric current. We have to move this frame in a clockwise direction. Okay, clockwise direction. So what happens? The direction of frame is in upward direction. Okay, the direction is upward direction, and the direction is in upward direction, and the direction of a electric current is such like that. Then the direction of current is flowing in such a way that they are flowing in such like that. The direction of electric current is such like that. Okay, so every half rotation, side AB is displaced. Okay, side AB is displaced by side BC. Okay, the first time the electric current is flowing from B to A in first half rotation. After that, when half rotation, when side CD is come here, in first time A, B, C, D is the direction of electric current. That means current is flowing from brush B2 to B1 in an external circuit. But when next half rotation, side DC is came here and side AB is takes place of a CD. So the direction of current is DCBA, and at that time the direction of electric current from B1 to B2. So in this way, every half rotation there is changing its direction from B1 to B2 or B2 to B1, B1 to B2 and B2 to B1. Okay, and so that in this way there is a generation of electric current, and it is called a AC generator. So current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field. when it displaces this conductor, we can easily see that there is production, there is a generation, there is a creation of electric current, that is induced current is produced there, and the direction of induced current is detected or formed by using the Fleming's right hand thumb rule. The last one, the last thing here they have mentioned that is what will be required to make a DC generators. So DC generators means the direction of electric current is produced in unidirection. That is not a fluctuation in this in this way. Okay, current is not changes its direction, and that is called a DC generator, and it can be produced by, instead of two rings, there are two holes, two semicircular rings which are taken, we have already taken in a DC motor. If we replace this by a semicircular holes or rings, we can find out there is a production of electric current in unit, that is unique direction, same direction. Okay, in this way we have to study AC and DC, AC current and DC current is there, the electric generator is there, generation of electricity, which is every when MACB source is cut off, at that time we have to use this type of a AC generator in every shop, in market, as well as in hospitals, in our house. These are electric generators we have to use, and these are in this way they are constructed, and the functioning we have already seen, and the principle behind it is Fleming's right hand thumb rule. When current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, so and when we displace this magnetic field, that is magnet as well as other a conductor, and we can see there is a generation of electric current in the electric circuit. So in this way we have discussed these 2 points, and these are the last topics in this chapter, effects of electric current. So we have to finish our 4th chapter, the effects of electric current, in which we have already studied the thermal effect, that means heating effect are there, as well as magnetic effects are there, and there are a lot of applications regarding which AC generator is there, DC motor is there, what in overloading, short circuit is there, and all these things we have studied in this chapter, the effects of electric current. So I just stop here, but before concluding those things, you have to read this topic more carefully. You have to study left hand rule and right hand rule. Left hand rule is used for the generation of electric current, and right hand rule to find out left hand rule is used to find out the direction of force acting on the conductor, and right hand rule is used for find out the direction of induced current is there. So right hand thumb rule, left hand Fleming's left hand rule, Fleming's right hand rule, these are the 3 rules are here, and also Faraday's law of induction is there. When conductor is placed in a magnetic field, and if it changes the magnetic lines of forces in a magnetic field, changing the number of lines it changes when it is placed in a magnetic field, there is a generation of electric current is there. So in this way whole chapter is covered all these things. So I just stop here, and next time we have to take the 5th chapter about science part first, that is heat. So okay, I just stop here.